Hello, Cappy. We are here for our bi-weekly discussion at the coffee shop, um, having our little chat, having our little catch up. And do you know, you've got something to say uh, at the moment. I'm going to get into it in a second, but I'm just going to run through my notes in order. The first thing I had for you was I kind of woke up from a nap. Yeah, like yesterday. I know I fall asleep all the time, terrible. But I woke up and my hand was stretched out on the bed like this, and I had this pressure here, and it was like either it felt to me like someone was holding my hand but pushing their thumb in my hand. So I don't know if that's relevant to you somehow. I don't know if that means anything to you, but it lasted for about 2 minutes. I was sat there like someone's holding my hand for like 2 minutes, and eventually it just went. So could be something for you, could not be. I saw a gold lace fabric, so I don't know if that's relevant to you somehow. Very, very bright gold, lace. I got the song, Would I Lie to You, Baby? Would I Lie to You? I really like it when I get songs that I've not heard for quite a while, because it's like, oh, where did that come from? Yeah, it just came into my head. Don't you know it's true, girl, there's no one else but you. Would I lie to you, baby? Yeah. It's terrible singing. Then, now this was exciting. I was like, I specifically 44 minutes past midnight. 44 minutes past midnight last night. And my cat was being very weird. She was kind of in a bit of a hyper mood. She doesn't normally do that at that time of night, but she was like scratching underneath the bed. Now she doesn't go underneath the bed. I've got like storage under there, so it's quite hard to get under. She just doesn't bother with it normally, but she was like right under the bed scratching. And I was like, what's she doing? I checked my phone, it's 44 minutes past midnight. So that was creepy as it was. I was like, she's acting weird, what's going on? And kind of as I tried to go back to sleep, I saw James Woods, the actor. I saw James Woods, and they told me James Woods, because I've got face blindness. I was like, that person looks familiar. I can't think who it is, and they told me it's James Woods, and I was like, oh yeah, James Woods, I remember him. And he sat looking left, so it was like I was watching a movie, or it was a still from a movie, and he was looking kind of towards the left. I could see like his left hand side. It's kind of like hair is quite noticeable to me. He has kind of like fluffy, kind of spiky, always looks a little bit messy, his hair, doesn't it? Well, no, it doesn't always, but in this image it did. And he had like a light coloured, I think maybe a white shirt on, and it was a sort of a beigey coloured room. It was like there was no colour in the room. And I had the impression it was like a therapist office. Now it isn't James Woods as he is now, because I think he's like 70 now. He's got like white hair, but it was like probably from his prime, right, when he was making a lot of movies, maybe 20 years ago, maybe a little bit more. So yeah, and then yeah, maybe like a therapist office, or like, I don't know, he was sat there and he was calm and he was like explaining something. So I don't know if this is a scene from a movie. It wasn't a movie I recognised. So then obviously I'm up and I'm Googling James Woods movies. Now, one of them was Cat's Eye, which is a Stephen King movie where there's a cat that's kind of like, like Drew Barrymore's in it as well, and like the cat's chasing this goblin around the room. So I don't know, that was a bit freaky, because I was like, my cat is acting weird in the middle of the night. And I like, people tell me I look like Drew Barrymore. Is this what's happening? Like, no, I'm being silly, but like that was one that jumped out to me. And then there was like another movie with James Woods and Drew Barrymore that kind of draw my attention. And then there was one with Kim Basinger, which I saw Kim Basinger about 3 nights ago. Kim Basinger, again, like sort of in the Batman kind of era, in her like kind of prime of her career, with like a white silk shirt blouse on. So I don't know if that's relevant to anyone either, but there was a movie with her in it. But then eventually I was like scrolling, he's got so many movies, and I knew it straight away, and it was Straight Talk. And I watched this when I was about 10, and it stuck in my head. I really liked it. So straight talk, gotta hold the sugar, please. Give me some straight talk, sounds pretty sweet to me. And I knew it immediately. And I remembered, now I don't know if I'm remembering it clearly or not, but I remembered him being a baseball player in that movie. I was like, oh, they're gonna give it me again. Baseball, write a book about baseball, which I think that quote is from A League of Their Own. That's how I remember it. Okay, so I may be mixing up 2 movies here, but it was like James Woods, Straight Talk, baseball player, baseball, write a book about baseball. Maybe someone's written a book about baseball, and then it was like A League of Their Own, which is a movie about baseball. And then I saw a baseball, but it wasn't a white baseball. And here's where it's significant. So I don't know who this is for. Again, I'm not trying to read for anyone specifically. Like, I just get given stuff. It's like, hi, the universe is here, have some information. And then somebody's like, oh yeah, that's relevant to me. Or it just goes into the void and I never hear anything back again. But it was a hand like this. It may have had a mitt on it, it may not have, because the ball was the relevant thing. It was the inverse of a baseball. So normally a baseball is white with red stitching. This was a very deep kind of like wine-coloured red leather. It could have been quite bright. Just a very, very deep red colour, but with white stitching. Definitely like baseball, because I was looking it up and I was like, I couldn't find a red baseball. Like all the images were white. But there was like red cricket balls, and it did have that kind of like, like hardness of a cricket ball, it seemed to me. But it wasn't a cricket ball. It had the pattern of a baseball. So red baseball. So I got really excited about this. I was like, what's this thing about baseball? What's it trying to tell me? So like I remembered like when I was a kid, I had like a nightie, like a baseball, like the striped shirts that they wear, but it was a nightie, and I think it was like Red Sox, so I don't know if that's relevant. But I went down a rabbit hole, maybe that's relevant too, rabbit hole. So I'm getting excited, can you tell? This is me at like 1 o'clock in the morning. There are 2 baseball players called James Woods. Okay, I was like excited when I found this out, because they could have tried to give me that and I wouldn't have got it. So the way they gave it me was James Woods the actor, baseball, and that got me to and somebody who used to play baseball in like the 30s, I think, he's called James Woods, but he's Jim Woods. Like that's how he's known, and I think he's like an announcer now, or he became an announcer. I don't know if he's passed away or if he's still alive. Like, to be honest. And then there's a new one. I think he's just been signed sort of in like November last year to Mississippi. And there's a new player called James Woods. So I don't know why they've given it to me like that, but I was so excited. I was like, oh my God, that actually baseball player is called James Woods. So I don't know if somebody has like a commemorative baseball, and it's maybe like, it was for a team where the colours were red, so they made a red baseball. I don't know. I don't understand why I'm getting the messages, but it's something. Deep breath. I should say, like, coffee shop, I'm drinking green tea. My son's doing Google Classroom, so he had a class at 9 and I couldn't do my reading at my normal time. So I've already had a ton of coffee, which may be why I'm so excited, right? So I've got green tea. So sorry, I'm failing you for a coffee shop day. Where are we now? Afterglow by Ed Sheeran keeps playing in my head, keeps coming up for me. They keep showing me adverts for it. Obviously, it's a new song, so they are advertising it, but it's just really, trying to get my attention. So something in the song Afterglow. I think he says though in that song, I'm going to check, hang on. I'm just laughing because one of the lines is, the sun's reflected by the coffee in your hand. And I've failed you. Oh no, I've spilled it. Oh, well, this is going to have to go in the wash. Great. Today's just going really well. Right, let's not worry about that. Just pretend that didn't happen. So I failed completely there. We were love drunk, waiting on a miracle. Wow, what did I have? There was something in that song. I can't remember what it was now. There was a line in that song that was like really sticking out to me. So I don't know, maybe go and have a listen, read the lyrics and see if there's anything there for you. No, we're just going to have to put up with the spillage. Maybe you spilt something. Maybe you spilt something as you were listening to this. If so, like, there's no such thing as I can't even think of the word. Yeah, that word just doesn't exist for me anymore. It just, like, things happen for a reason. I was watching a reading yesterday and I had like some like glue or something on my arm here, and I was like picking it off and like scratching my own arm, and the tarot card reader in the reading that I was watching was like, oh, I just had a scratch, like I had a sharp pain here. And I was like, well, that was weird. So like, yeah, there's no such thing as coincidence. That's the word I was trying to find. So if you spilt something, or you know, that's meaningful for you, that's everything happens for a reason. Now, Beautiful People and Beautiful Problems played for me this morning, and it's kind of got stuck in my head. It's a Lana Del Rey song. And I was drawn, my mind wanders before readings, and then it turns out to have some significance to readings. So I was reading a BuzzFeed article about Lana Del Rey, about her making some comments. Now, political opinions aside here, I'm just going to report what happened. Lana Del Rey claims to be quite liberal. She was in a BBC interview where she said some comments about Donald Trump that were taken out of context. She said something like his presidency had to happen. That's kind of like the quote. His presidency had to happen. So people took this as her supporting Donald Trump, which isn't what she was saying in that interview. If you actually go and read the full transcript, she was actually calling him a sociopath and a narcissist. Again, her opinions. I'm politically neutral right now, says the girl who blocked him on Twitter before he was even president. But and what she was actually meaning, in my opinion, when she said that, was that there are problems in our world, in our society, where people who are sociopathic or narcissistic, or have behavioral problems that perhaps stop them having empathy for other people. It actually helps them to get ahead. People say that people who are successful are often psychopaths and things like this. So she's saying that in our society there are problems where people who are perhaps not good people get elevated to positions of authority, and sometimes it takes one of these people to run a country in order for us to be able to see that. So she was talking about being able to see the presidency had to happen because it made people realize there were problems with the system, in her opinion, not mine. Like, that's just my interpretation of what she was saying. But her words were taken out of context and kind of like spinned against her by certain publications that made her look bad. And then obviously there was like a Twitter storm, people shouting their opinion, telling her she's awful. She came under attack. Also, like Belle Delphine yesterday, very, she's on a kind of borderline here where she's kind of pushing boundaries. There was some controversy with her yesterday, and she's defending it, saying everybody's consenting adults in this scenario. It's role play, but she's had a huge amount of backlash and controversy for it. So what I was getting through from these two examples is, Capricorn, you do tend to be a sign that likes rules, you like boundaries, you like to play by the rules, to play by the book, to have those kind of like the kind of the rules of the game in place. So you know where you stand, you know what you need to do, you know how to get success. You like to understand the rules of the game of life, if you like. Again, depending on your placements, you may have other placements that mean you feel quite rebellious against authority. So every Capricorn is going to be different. But there's something here where it's like, I'm picking up on kind of like disillusionment with authority. Maybe you played the game, you got quite far, and then you kind of became disillusioned. I'll sort of skip ahead. One of the songs that you got was Freedom 90 by George Michael. Sometimes the clothes do not make the man. So it's like maybe you had somebody on a pedestal. You were like, oh, I want to go for that career. I want to be in that industry. And then you got there and kind of like, it's like they say, never meet your heroes, right? You got there and you saw these people and the masks came off and you were like, these people they gave me jerks and dickheads at the same time. So sorry for the swear. I think I was going to say jerks and they said dickheads, so I don't know if that's relevant. I don't know if that's terms you use. And it's like, yeah, this sense of like, the clothes don't make the man. It's like they look the part, they talk the part, but it's like they're giving me a they're giving me like a saying, but they're giving it me like ironically. It's like, what is it? If it smells like poo, I don't want to swear too much. If it smells like poo, it probably is. Something like that is the quote. But it's like, it's like, ironically, they're telling me sarcastically, like, no, these people, that they walk the talk, they walk the walk, they talk the talk, they wear the clothes, they have the presentation of being great, but they're actually not. Like disappointment, failure, disappointment. So sometimes the clothes do not make the man. I won't give you up. I will not let you down. Because I would really, really love to stick around, stick around. It's like you're saying, I don't want to be like these people. I'm not going to let people down like they do. I'm gonna they're giving me the song I Deliver, which I always think of it like as a Capricorn song. I think it's Little Mix. It's like you're like, I'm going to deliver on my promises. I'm not going to be the sort of person who, maybe this is why this is coming through, because they're giving me again. Maybe it's like, I'm not going to be the sort of dad who says I'm going to be there for that baseball game to his son and then never shows up, right? It's like I'm going to deliver on my promises. What have I got here? I don't belong, will not give you up. Today's day. Today, the way I play the game is not the same. I'm going to get me some happy. But I hear it as I'm going to get myself happy. I'm going to make myself happy. I hope you're happy, Cappy. I like happy Cappies. And I know, like, with Saturn in your sign for a few years, it's been a challenging time for a lot of Cappies. And I can see that starting to lift. When I look around at people who I know have Capricorn placements, it's like I can see already the ball has started rolling. It's like your luck's coming in. Speaking of which, I'm burning you frankincense, which is my miracle joss stick, because I associate it with, like, frankincense, like the story of Jesus. Again, I'm not particularly religious. I believe in everything and nothing. So yeah, but I associate it with miracles, frankincense. So I've got your miracles burning, and lavender for peace because of this guy here, which I'll get to in a moment. So your other song, while I was kind of setting up for the reading, was Fix You by Coldplay. Now this came through for Scorpio yesterday, so I don't know if you have, I can't speak anymore, I'm going too fast. I don't know if you have Scorpio placement, or if you're dealing with a Scorpio, or you're on the kind of cusp of Scorpio Capricorn. But yeah, Fix You came through for Scorpio yesterday. Maybe you've got a Scorpio dad, maybe, I don't know. Oh, okay, they're giving me that strongly for somebody. Somebody could have, they're giving me the baseball game again. Somebody could have a father who is perhaps possibly autistic. Now, I don't want to kind of like make a generalization here, but I've got to explain how it's coming through for me. Or there's some kind of, there's something with this father's personality where they are emotionally withdrawn. They're not very good at kind of showing love and affection, and they tend to be quite stoic, and put kind of very matter of fact, very stoic, very logical, like not into like lovey-dovey mushy stuff, and quite dismissive as well. It's very businesslike. So there could be something there for somebody. They just kind of give me that as a side. So Fix You, when you try your best but you don't succeed, when you get what you want but not what you need, okay? That's what I feel like for you. You've got what you wanted but it's not what you need. When you feel so tired that you just can't sleep, stuck in reverse. And while this song was playing, the Magician and the Queen of Swords came out, so there could be some relevance there for you if you have associations with either of those cards. They were face to face. The Three of Swords and the Knight of Cups also kind of like one of them flipped and they were face to face in the deck. So I don't know about the Magician and the Queen of Swords. I don't know what that relevance is there. But the Three of Swords and Knight of Cups for me is a Knight of Cups, a Lancelot, a knight in shining armor, somebody who's very has a very loving, but they've got a broken heart. Could have offered themselves to someone and been rejected. Could want to offer themselves, but fear rejection. There's something going on with that. Oh, Money, Power, Glory by Lana Del Rey. A little note there at the bottom as well. Yeah, I made that note. I heard the song and I knew it was for Cappies. And it was sort of a good 3 or 4 days ago, so I've got a little note there at the bottom of the reading. Yeah, it's funny because Lana Del Rey's come back up with Beautiful People and Beautiful Problems, and the that quote that was taken out of context, and then that Money, Power, Glory is kind of what she's trying to express about society and people who are very ambitious, ambitious for power and money. You know, do be careful, Capricorn, because that's kind of part of your, you know, you are the devil card in the tarot. That's part of your um, shadow work, is to make sure that you're not being too obsessed with career, power, money, glory. Like, it's good to be enthusiastic. It's good to have goals and ambitions, but when it becomes obsessive and you neglect other parts of your life, then that's when it becomes shadow energy. We're 20 minutes into the reading already. I've not even randomized you a song yet. Okay, I'm just going to pull up Spotify and then we'll randomize you a song on camera. You know, I'm looking at the spill, and I was getting milk for you, quite a few different ways. They kept on giving me milk, like bottles of milk. I saw like um, a 3D image program, sort of like Blender or Milkshape. They gave me Milkshape. I don't even know if anyone uses Milkshape anymore, but they were showing me like a milk bottle and with a flower in it as well. Sometimes it was like a closed milk bottle with a silver lid, and then sometimes it was a milk bottle with a flower in it. And then I think I got milk again this morning for some reason. But yeah, milk keeps coming up for you. And then maybe this is like spilt milk. There's no use crying over spilt milk, possibly. Right, okay. Yeah, they remind me of things. It's like I don't even have to make the notes anymore. They're just like, oh yeah, remember that thing that was in your head? Here it is again. Randomized song for Capricorn, please. She's Madonna. Robbie Williams and the Pet Shop Boys. Yeah, maybe go and have a listen to that song, see if it's got any relevance for you. I like that song. Yeah, okay, cool. Rude box. I think, Cappy, what is happening with you at the moment? And do you know what? I forgot about this, but Venus, the planet Venus, is currently in your sign, and Mars is in Taurus. So the signs to do with passion and love, and yeah, that kind of divine connection between Mars and Venus. It's being grounded in practicality now. It's in Earth signs. So you could find that actually you are, instead of maybe like daydreaming about love, perhaps you're actually becoming quite grounded and practical and prioritizing love, family, things that you're passionate about. You could actually be prioritizing these at this time, which explains things like freedom, right? Yeah, I don't know, breaking chains of some kind of like societal structure, or it's like you want to break the rules. This is what it feels like to me. It's like you want to. It's like with that like the Belle Delphine thing as well. It's almost like, I mean, I'm not like, don't go down that rabbit hole if you're kind of a bit like a bit prudish, but Madonna as well. Yeah, that's what they're giving me. Sorry, I've watched a Madonna video a while back. It was from kind of her heyday. I think it's when she released Erotica, and it was an interview with I'll try and link it in the description box down below. It was an interview with this BBC broadcaster. I think he was called Simon, and he was very conservative actually. He was very much old school, and he was trying to goad her. He was trying to get a reaction out of her, and she was so like so mature in explaining her point of view, and she was standing up for people like gay people who had AIDS, all these things that were very controversial in the 80s when she did this. I think it was 80s or maybe early 90s. She was really standing up for people who had been marginalized and demonized by society, and she was so mature. And it's like the things that we take for granted now were forged like by people like Madonna 30 years ago. You know, she broke the rules, she broke the boundaries, she broke the chains, which allowed people who had no rights, no voice in society. She gave them a voice using her power and her platform. So there's something to that, Capricorn, with your reading today. And then you've got that She's Madonna song. So I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to make sure I'm properly hooked up to the energies. I'm going to try and calm down. I'm going to move this so we've not got the spilt milk in your reading. We're going to move on from the spilt milk, and I'll pull you some cards. We're 25 minutes in already. I can't believe this. Back in a minute. She's got to be obscene to be believed. but that's part of her routine. It's not what she means to me. Interesting that I was talking about the Belle Delphine thing. Right, okay, so something going on there. Cappies, what is going on? I forgot to mention the dove spirit. Be peace is here. It's funny because it's got a funny little bunny rabbit face, and I kept on saying like down the rabbit hole. It's like it's not got a dove face, it's got like a cat face or a rabbit face. But I think you're seeking peace now. You're seeking situations where, if you may be leaving situations where it's been kind of chaotic, or there's been a lot of competition, or there's been a lot of like fighting, like arguments. You want peace. It's like you just want like peace and happiness and tranquility, and like relationships where you just get on with people. You don't want the drama anymore, I think, Capricorn. So let's see. Can I get a general energy for Capricorn? That's too many silly cards. King of Air. Yeah, I was thinking maybe your father was a King of Air, for whoever that was relevant to. Three of Wands, making a decision, moving on. Three of Water, Three of Cups, Eight of Cups. Yeah, moving on from something that felt like there was something missing, and having the strength to do so. Three of Water could mean gossip, or a third party situation possibly, or a party, an event. Take it as it resonates, leave it if it doesn't. Can I get one card please for the underlying for Capricorn? Sorry, we've got the beep beep truck Capricorn all the time in your reading. We're not going to get a visit off Grandad Davy though, he's already been and gone. Brought cookies. No, you're giving me too many cards. Messenger of Air, that's the Knight of sorry, I can't even speak. The Knight of Wands and the Four of Wands. So message about an event. So you've got two cards there about some sort of event. One card please. The overall energy for Capricorn's reading. One card please. Thank you. Right, I'm taking it. Six of Earth. Yeah, you want balance, you want equal give and take, you want something fair. This is an Emperor as well. The deers mean emperors to me. I do associate Emperor energy with Capricorn energy, because it's somebody who like is quite career orientated. They are good at getting things done. They deliver on the promises, right? So something there for somebody. Now I'm going to do you a full reading. So we're going past, present, future, heart space, head space, action space. If it gives me more than one card, I'm just going to take one card for each space in consecutive order. Can I get past heart space please for Capricorn? Thank you. Eight of Earth. That's interesting. So that's interesting to me because the Eight of Earth was like a signifier for me, this specific card. You may be a musician, music may be important to you, you may be doing some work regarding music. I'm going to keep going and we'll interpret when I'm done. Two of Cups in your thoughts, Three of Air in your action space, Three Swords, that's the heartbreak card. Current heart space please. Messenger of Earth, that's your energy there, the Knight of Earth. The Two of Earth in your thoughts, so you've got twos in your thoughts. In your action space you've got the Seven of Air, the Seven of Swords. What's the Seven of Swords? I'm having a blank. A lot of air, a lot of thoughts coming through here now. The Nine of Air, a lot of anxiety in your future heart space. Three of Earth, Three of Pentacles, about work possibly, or working with other people on something. Future, action space, there's the Tower, yeah. Yeah, you're building up to something here. I think you're instigating this Tower moment. It's in your action space. You know that you need to make some sort of change or do something drastic, I think. Ace of Earth there, Ace of Pentacles. You've got a plan. Look at that. It's the Emperor again. You've got a plan here, Capricorn. You know what you've got to do in some kind of way. I think like it's taking three people. The Pentacle has like three on it. And you've got this Three of Earth here, which means like working with other people. I think it's like Madonna's calling me. I love you, baby. Okay, let's get you an animal spirit card here. You've got the zebra, could be dealing with an Aquarius, the raccoon there, and the tarantula. Yeah, three people, right? I'm noticing you've got two animals that are black and white. So you could be dealing with people who see things in black and white. You've got, what's this? Is this air or fire? Maybe fire, I think. Fire, earth. So black and white, sort of night and day. The tarantula lays a trap and waits for somebody to come into it. There's some sneakiness here with what you're up to. Excuse me, sorry. This is like the Thief in the Night card. It's sort of like Seven of Swords energy for me. There we go, the Seven of Swords. It's like seeing things in black and white, but this zebra has this kind of third eye open where they're seeing things in colour. It's like the zebra sees the truth. The zebra can read between the lines. I think you had a lyric in one of those songs that was talking about reading between the lines. So reading between the lines in a situation, something to do with authenticity, having to be quite sneaky, like this raccoon, like sneaking around in the dark, and then laying some sort of trap and waiting for something to come to you. The tarantula kind of spins its web in the dark, right? They don't spin the web in the open like a normal spider would. So, okay. Capricorn, what are you doing? What is this? This is like bonkers. It's a weird reading. Sorry to call you weird. Hummingbird energy. Yeah, there's potential there. This is like the slingshot for me. This is like they're giving me basketball again. Not basketball. I don't know why I said basketball. Maybe it's basketball for some of you. Baseball again. I was visualizing baseball like somebody pulling back their arm and getting ready to throw, and having like that power in their arm, and then releasing. It's like you're gonna throw your shot. Does that mean anything to you? Okay. Why is the Eight of Earth in? Have you got any major arcana here? Just the Tower. Yeah, it's like you're building up to this Tower moment because you've got a plan about it. They're giving me it takes two, baby, but it's three people. One can have a dream, baby. Two can make that dream so good. But then you're ending up with three here. It's like you thought it could just take two, but it's like you need someone else's help. You need it's like an accomplice. Eight of Earth here. Eight of Pentacles in the past heart space. There you go. Heartbreak about something that you put a lot of effort in. Put a lot of effort into something over time. Could be feeling torn in different directions. It's like, can you see that the guitar's cracked? Like how the heart's cracked? It's like you had some sort of dream. You'd put a lot of effort into something. You had some kind of like goal. And you kind of had this sense of disillusionment with it where it got set aside. They're giving me that line. It's like time to set aside childish things, something like that. I don't like that quote because I'm like, no, I'm an adult child. I like Lego. I like playing computer games. Shut up, mom. So it's like, I don't know. I rebel against that kind of like, right, it's time to be an adult now. But perhaps this is like a situation that happened for you in the past in childhood. I was getting that fatherly figure that's like, maybe you wanted to be a musician and you had like these dreams, you had these songs, and they were like, it was like your soul music or like poetry, something like this. You had like some kind of something you were passionate about in the past, like as a child. I feel like that was kind of coming through in the songs as well, where I think perhaps it's like definitely possibly a father energy or a father-like energy. It's like an advisor energy who's coming. It could be like somebody at school or college, right? Like a careers advisor. And it's like, there's no money in it. There's no point in doing that. Do this route instead. There's money in that. You know, you'll have a comfortable life if you do this, but it wasn't your sole choice. So there's heartbreak over whatever that is in your past for you. Now, it doesn't have to be music or poetry. But it's like something where you had to set aside some sort of passion, and you'd been working really hard on it. You'd kind of like put a lot of effort into it. You could see that you were progressing in it. You had hopes and dreams that it was going to go somewhere, but it's like, you know, you put that guitar away or whatever that represents in the cupboard. You let it get like rusty. I don't know, guitars don't go rusty, maybe the strings went rusty, I don't know. You know, gathered dust, it got a bit old, it got a bit cracked, and kind of maybe that was representative of your heart as well. Maybe there's something, you know, like maybe somehow a bit of your soul, a bit of your heart space is tied up with that object, that physical object that represents something that you've set aside. So it's like maybe you have to go and get it, and you have to, maybe it'd be cathartic for you to get it out of the cupboard, or, you know, dust it off, whatever this old skill is. You know, if there's a specific object tied to that old dream or wish or skill, go and get it, and like, you know, polish the wood. Lol, lewd again. Or you know, retune the strings, whatever it is. And it could be quite cathartic for you to show. It's almost like showing that tender love and care for something that was very meaningful for you in the past. You know, the act of repairing, and even if it can't be repaired, you know, making it the best that it can be, you know, showing this object love. It's almost like showing yourself love, like showing that piece of your soul love that was quite heartbroken when you had to set this thing aside. It's like tied up with your like hopes and dreams and disappointment of something that didn't work out for you. Okay, but you've got the Two of Water, so Two of Cups in your headspace. So this is you really figuring out like I want, this is like, there's somebody for you, there's a person for you who's like, they're giving me my cup of tea. What's that? Getting to know you. It's The King and I, or Anna and the King. Getting to know you, getting to know all about you, getting to like you, getting to know you like me. Haven't you noticed? Suddenly I'm free and breezy. Sorry, they wanted me to get to the free and breezy bit, so you had to put on my singing while I got there. Yeah, free and breezy. This is somebody you feel free and breezy with. It could be a friend, brother or sister, love interest, but it's someone who, yeah, free and easy. They just keep giving me free and easy. Like, you can be yourself around this person. So Two of Water. Why is Cappy thinking about this Two of Water in the past thoughts? Whoa, could be someone you had a fallout with. Okay, this could be a friend from the past who you had a fallout with. Yeah, you've got the Five of Wands in there. You might be wanting to revive something. You may have fallen out with a friend in the past. It could be like a childhood friend, someone who you did feel free and easy with, right? Could be wrapped up with this kind of skill that you had. You want a rebirth in this. There's this sense of moving on from choppy waters. Perhaps you left this connection because you were moving on. Wounded warrior there. Yeah, this person can't move. There's like they're telling me guardian at the gate, which is another card, but it's like perhaps something happened in childhood where, you know, your parent was like, no, you can't go and see this person. The wheel there, change of luck. This is the miracle that I've been asking for you. A lot of anxiety there with this, which is not here. I thought it was this card, but that's not, so I misread that card. Success though, a dream that didn't work out, a passion that didn't go anywhere. They're giving me that Robbie Williams song again. It's like you want to go back. You want to go back to something. It's like you chose the wrong route. You chose practicality or money or career over something that felt authentic to your soul. And it's almost like the further away that you got from some sort of connection, the more your heart felt torn. It's like the connection was never severed, but the further you've got away, the more it's tearing your heart apart. Like that. So it's like you have to go back to it. It's almost like Six of Pentacles again there. Yeah, connection that can't be broken, right? So it's almost like a scenario for somebody is, it could be, you and your best friend in high school were like, we're going to start a band, and you were really into it and you were doing well and you had some signs of success. It's like you knew it was going somewhere, but you know, your parents moved. There was a separation of, it was like you chose a different career, you went to different colleges, that thing didn't happen, but it's like your soul's still tied up in that, and it's painful because it's like the road that you didn't travel, you know. I watched Bill and Ted this week. It's kind of like a little bit like Bill and Ted, right? Yeah, so there's some attachment here to this. You've got a lot of love for it, but it ended. Right, okay. So yeah, here's that heartbreak. This Three of Swords, Three of Swords. So in your action space, you were dealing with this heartbreak, like trying to move on from it. Sorry, trying to move on from it, trying to heal from it. I've only got 17 minutes left as well. Yeah, there you are, trying to move on, trying to move on from this. What's this one? That thing that you were really passionate about, it's like that passion was quenched. It was like the flame was put out. A huge amount of burdens, a huge amount of baggage with this. But you were, it took you to a place where you were more financially independent, financially stable. Just noticing the white bird there again, like wanting that peace, right, from the situation. So take that as it resonates, leave it if it doesn't. Up here, this is your current energy now. So I do feel like this is like past, like maybe childhood. It does feel like you had two routes, and it feels like you took the wrong route, and you learnt a lesson because it was like your soul was tied up in whatever this was. And I mean, there is no right and wrong, right? Everything is like the universe teaching you a lesson. So it's maybe you had to learn the lesson to like, yes, tangible things, material things, valuable things are important, but they're not the thing that speaks to your soul. Like ultimately, we're here on earth to learn the soul lessons, to have those soul connections. We're not here on earth to make money. You can't take money with you. You know, maybe in some cultures, you know, they buried money, or I know like in classical Greece, they like, you know, put horses in the grave so people could have horses in the afterlife. But you know, the material things, the 3D things, they stay in the 3D. You don't take those with you to the other side. Now they're giving me push on through to the other side. I'm going to have to rewatch this reading and kind of make notes of all the songs because I'm going to forget them all. I've not written them down. So why do you have the Messenger of Earth in your current heart space? A lot of anxiety, wanting to communicate something, wanting to take rapid action, being undecisive. That's this here. Indecisive, crying over spilt milk there, and a lot of nostalgia for the past, that past passion, right, that you moved away from. Strength card there, having a lot of strength, but feeling like you're wearing a mask, feeling like there's that, she's got that 8 on her arm though. Maybe you've got a tattoo which has some kind of meaning for you about this thing that was from the past, right? It's a reminder of your past. Like this tattoo actually symbolizes something from the past. Feeling like a lamb. Something here to do with innocence and putting on a mask. This is community, happiness there. So you want to take action. You're trying to make a decision. You've got a lot of nostalgia for the past about something you moved away from. But ultimately here, you know, these people are walking towards their wishes. Again, it's 3 people. It's like that connection. It's like this person from your past or this person that you didn't choose, and this other person who I don't know who this third person is, but it's like 3 people going towards hopes and dreams and wishes. That's like the Big Dipper, right? And it leads to happiness. And it's like she's leaping away from the money towards happiness, and hearts radiating out. It's like this is the soul. Like this, both of these cards are about wishes and wish fulfillment here for me now. So I think you're changing path here. You're reassessing what's important in your life. 2 of Earth in the reverse. 2 of Earth in the reverse, please. Yeah, no, you've got clarity now. This is in your thoughts. So you were indecisive. You were trying to weigh up your options. One thing felt a lot more meaningful than the other. So it was almost like it was a clear choice, but you were still trying to do this balancing act. But you're clear now. You're clear and you're looking to the future. You're not in your emotions. You're quite calm. You are kind of protecting your heart space, though. It's like, no, what they're giving me now is like you're reserving your heart. You're reserving your cup for somebody or something. It's like you're very clear now. You're very clear now about what you want and what your destiny is, what your soul is pulling you towards. You know what you want. And you're keeping that heart space or a space in your heart locked away for, like, she's looking towards this 3, right? It's like maybe you've got some kind of project. Oh, it's like the band, right? If it was a band, it'd be 3 people in the band. So it doesn't have to be a band, but it's like they're kind of giving me 3 musketeers, like brothers in arms and 3 musketeers. Like when I was a kid, I watched this Dogtanian. It's like do 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 do. They're kind of giving me that. 7 of Earth. They're giving me, I'm not afraid anymore. What makes you sure you're all I need? Forget about it. There's somebody here who's been criticizing you. Somebody who's been literally pecking your head, putting a lot of doubt in your mind. It may be like situations where there's a lot of noise around you, a lot of people with opinions, a lot of people kind of texting you and saying, oh, could you just go and get me the milk? Maybe this is the thing, right? You know, I know you've been working hard all day, but can you just go and pick me up the milk? And then it's like, oh, but could you go and could you go back out and get toilet roll? Like, or like the plumbing's broken. Can you come and fix the plumbing? It's like everybody's bothering you. It feels like everybody around you is bothering you. You've got a lot of voices, a lot of people who are like with their opinions, you know, criticizing you, telling you what you should and shouldn't be doing. But with it being in the reverse, this is like, no, I'm done with that now. But you've got this 7 of Air, which again, like look at how the kind of, there's a lot of movement forward in your reading. They're all looking forward, right? So you've been carrying that heartache, kind of quite burdened with it. But now it's like she's kind of looking up. She, he, they. Don't worry about the gender of the card. It's more about the action of the person. And here's that dove coming in, right? Like, look, I can't make this up. Like, look, you saw the cards come out. Here's that dove coming in, right? The peace. Could be someone coming in with some kind of peace offering. But I'm getting more that this is like telling you find your peace, find your tranquility. It's like she's took that heartbreak, she's gone out for a walk, she's sat down, she's enjoying nature, talking to the birds. Feels like me now, crazy lady talking to the birds. You know, feeding the ducks and finding that tranquility, finding almost like a sense of, with that zebra as well, it's like authenticity, knowing who you are, knowing the truth of your soul, right? Your own soul truth. Where you should be, where you're going, what you need, what you have to do, making peace with the past, not letting people cloud your judgment, not letting, you were Queen of Swords right here. You were Queen of Swords in your thoughts. So very clear, very focused. Not quite ready to take action yet though in your current space. Very clear, knowing what you need to do. Finding the peace and tranquility with it. It's like acceptance. It's like acceptance of what has happened, where you are now, what you need to do, and almost like, it's like surrender. It's like surrender to the universe, but not in a way where you have no action and no power and no control over it. It's like more like surrendering to your destiny, like knowing what you need to do, trusting your heart, trusting your emotions, trusting that soul purpose, which is authentic to you. With the zebra there, the zebra talks to me about authenticity. Yeah, just being very clear, not listening to criticism, not listening to people trying to put doubts in your mind. Yeah. But there is a sense, with it being the 7 of Air and this raccoon here, there is a sense of being quite sneaky, perhaps not telling everybody your whole plan, kind of sneaking around in the night, preparing things when people aren't looking. And it doesn't necessarily feel like it doesn't feel like you're doing anything wrong or bad. It doesn't feel like you're being evil in this situation, or you're generating bad karma. It's like you're doing what you have to do. Doing what you have to do. Doing what you know you need to do. Right, Five of Air then. Why is the Five of Air in the future there? Right, we've got the Page of Wands in the upright, so that's good. We saw the Judgment card. I feel like there's a rebirth here in some sort of passion project from the past. Now, this is all in your heart space, right? The Messenger of Earth is like the Knight of Pentacles. They come up with a plan, but they take very steady, methodical steps towards the goal. Slow and steady wins the race. So you've reassessed. You've gone back to something that you kind of neglected from the past, that you moved away from. You're moving towards it, taking the steady steps, and now you've got the Five of Air. Now, the Five of Air is the doubts. It's the voices in your head. It could be the voices in your own head, right? Your devil energy, your shadow side saying you're not good enough. It's not going to go well. It's, you've not put enough work into this. It's going to fail. Yeah, and with the Eight of Worth there as well, for some of you, it's like literally you've been putting a lot of heart and soul and work into something here, like some kind of passion project here that you're dealing with. And it's like, it feels like it's been for a long time. Like, it really feels like really slow and steady and methodically working towards something that you have a huge emotional investment in. But it's like the closer you get, which is like moving towards this Tower moment here, the closer you get to it, the more unprepared you feel. It doesn't matter how prepared you are. It's like people say when you have a baby, there's no right time to have a baby. You can read all the books, you can buy all the things that you think you're going to need, but when it happens, you still feel unprepared. You still feel like you don't know what you're doing. So it's kind of like that. And it's not that you're not capable. It's not that you don't know what you're doing. It's just that as the energy builds and it gets closer and closer and more kind of significant, that's when the doubts and fears really start to play up. So there is a need here for you to be aware of that devil energy showing up and kind of keep the focus on the thing that you're passionate about. Enjoy it, right? Focus on the fun, focus on the passion, focus on that feeling of being alive again, of being a kid again, of being excited for something. It's like a kid excited for Christmas. Like, focus on the passion, and that's what's going to pull you through. Don't let your own doubts and fears and those voices in your own head stop you from doing what you want to do. I'm also noticing though that the Five of Air that showed here, there were black birds, okay, which does symbolize shadow energy. Here they've turned into doves. I can't believe all these doves in your reading. Like peace. It's like you've made peace with your own negative thoughts or your own shadow side, and it's like dancing with that. It's like you found some way of working with it. It really does feel like you've made peace with something, like made peace with your own shadow side, or made peace with your own, like, maybe there's qualities about yourself, maybe there's decisions you've made in the past, maybe there's like, it kind of give me the George Michael song again. Maybe you, I don't know, maybe you made some tough choices in the past and you hurt people, right? Maybe you cut people out from a project. Maybe you were a bit of a player. Maybe you just made some choices that you felt quite guilty about, or made some decisions, or you acted in a certain way and you felt a lot of guilt over it. It's almost like you've made peace with the past. You've made peace with the decisions of the past. It's like, I can't change it. I learned lessons from it. I'm going to take the lessons with me and let the guilt go. Really just feel like you've made peace with it. It's like, you know who you are. You know who you are. You know your strengths and you know your faults. And you know how to make your faults work for you, or work with your faults now. Nobody is perfect, Capricorn. Not even Capricorns, right? Not even Capricorns. They're close, but not quite. So it's like accepting whatever your own personal dark side is, and making peace with it, and saying, this is part of me. This is part of who I am. I know that I can work with it or I can fight against it, and working with it is actually more efficient, Capricorn, than trying to rebel against something that is actually part of my heart, my soul. So what's the Three of Earth doing here? You've been so secretive about this. I wonder who he's facing. Here he is, the Knight of Cups that I said I saw at the beginning, with the heartbreak. and the Seven of Wands. So do be careful that you're not a little bit defensive when there's emotional connections. Again, if you've had some sort of parent who has been quite cold, they may have taught you to also be cold, to guard your heart space. It's almost like, you know, whether you're she, he, or they, an example that's coming through is toxic masculinity, where it's like, you know, you don't cry, men don't show emotions. You know, that sort of thing, where it's like stiff upper lip, we say in England. So it's like almost like there's a vulnerability for you when you show emotions. Maybe that's why I saw the, you know, the tattoo on the arm. They also have like, look, he's literally got his heart on his sleeve. He's got a tattoo sleeve and he's got a heart on it, right? So they were drawing my attention. Do you remember the 8 on the arm, the infinity symbol? So this person is like, it's like you're learning here now to wear your heart on your sleeve. If you see the red in this reading now, the red is here on these flowers and the red is on the heart. So this is like the only way to heal some kind of emotional hurt is to be open about it. Possibly working with others or in some sort of group. It could be some kind of group. This is in your thoughts, so it's not in your action space. It's like thinking about how I make emotional connections with other people. And it's like working together to kind of, I don't know, right? Why is the Knight of Cups here? It might be like somebody's coming towards you and saying, work with me on something. Competition here though, but I feel like you can handle the competition. It's your thoughts, so you're thinking about making some sort of offer or accepting some sort of offer, and it's an emotional offer. Wearing your heart on your sleeve, worrying about competition, or knowing that you can handle the competition in some sort of, it could be a work scenario, right? Some kind of something going on with work where there's like other people, it's part of a team, there's competition, but like you're going in with your heart on your sleeve in this situation. And then you've got the Two of Swords, so not letting those your own thoughts cloud your judgment. I was saying, like, feel, you know, the passion here. This is like, don't let those thoughts cloud your judgment. Trust your passion. Trust where your heart lies. Trust your emotions on this one. But be mature. The Queen of Wands. The difference between the Queen and the King of Wands is the King of Wands is quite reserved. The Queen of Wands is more expressive. So this is somebody who expresses what they're passionate about. Very confident leader. Is someone who leads from a passionate place. I've never noticed that cat before. I was saying about my cat going bonkers at midnight, 44 minutes past midnight. She looks a lot like my cat, and I can't believe I've never noticed it before. I just thought it was like the folds of her skirt. And then the Ten of Pentacles. So whatever this is, it's like, I don't know what you have to do, Capricorn. You know what you need to do. But the advice is, don't let your thoughts get the better of you. Make peace with your own inner arguments. Wear your heart on your sleeve. Be emotionally open. Express the things that you're passionate about, and it will lead you to your Ten of Pentacles. This is like, this is like everything you could need on a tangible level. It's like the home, the house, the car, the good clothes. It's like everything you've been working towards but has felt hollow. But it's now you're going to get it, but it's going to have the heart and soul in it, right? It's like it may have felt empty before because you left a piece of you in the past, but now whatever you are doing, whatever you know you've got to do, it's leading you to this. Sorry, I had to cut out there. I'm really running out of time now, and I do want to get your advice card. So why is the Tower card here, please, in the future action space for Capricorn? Here we go. What's it going to be? I think we've got a few reversals here. The Sun card. So this is the opposite of freedom. And here you've got the reason why, because you may be... There's the King of Swords. So you had the Queen and King of Swords. And I was saying this could be a father, right? I saw the bat and her Batman. Give me a minute with this. Okay, I hope I've got time to explain this. It's a complicated reading you've got here, Capricorn. So the tower, I feel like you're engineering your own tower moment. You're bringing this in. Now, a tower moment is something that shakes your foundations. I feel like you're going to be delivering a truth, delivering a blow. And it's going to be like, oh my goodness, I never expected that from Capricorn. It's like you've been working on it for some time and you're about to kind of like draw back the curtains and come bursting out. That's how it feels. And it's because of this situation here where you weren't happy and you didn't have enough freedom. Now, I clarified this with the King of Pentacles. Again, this could represent a father, or it could represent a boss, or it could represent you. This is your energy. You know, and it's surrounded by this conflict and this shadow energy. Look, you've got the crows here again, the crows here. This is trapped, feeling, yeah, no freedom, feeling trapped, feeling very mentally conflicted, having a lot of people around you criticizing or coming at you with their opinions, or you just kind of like having a lot of dark thoughts in your own head. The devil is here. Again, the devil is the Capricorn card. It may just be telling me, yes, this is the Capricorn, but it's also telling me, like, look at his dark hair as well. It's like, your own thoughts, your own shadow side, holding you back from your own happiness, right? So then, yeah, protecting, worrying too much about money. You can see she's literally like holding onto a purse. Defensiveness. This card is the shield card for me. It can talk about being quite guarded, quite shielded, and the advice is to open your heart. Could be you opening your heart space. The Queen of Cups, emotionally very expressive, very emotionally mature. It's like you've done that work where you've found the peace. It could be a love interest for you. It could be a mother. Take it as it resonates, leave it. If it doesn't, there's a rebirth energy here though. Feel it, hearing the call, knowing where your emotions are leading you to. I'm noticing the singing bowl. It's like hearing the call. There's something singing to you, like a siren, but like a good siren, right? It's like trying to lead you to your path. I'm going to run out of time. Having some kind of a rebirth in a situation. This is like a second chance in life, and it's coming in with the wheel. Now, this is like fortune favoring you. Could be if you're bold, fortune's going to favor you, right? Fortune favors the bold. Taking a chance, taking a gamble, taking a risk, but luck is on your side. Now, I'm going to stop and restart. Oh, I've got 38 seconds. Now, the King of Swords is here. I feel like this is you communicating something. It was clarified by the Ace of Swords. Communication, new communication, clarity. The Tower moment brings clarity. And it's also clarified here by the Eight of Wands, which represents, again, rapid communication. It's like the slingshot, right, of the hummingbird. The slingshot's pulled back, and it's rapid fire communication or rapid action. You've got the spider web showing that you've been working on this for a long time. Spider and bee, I think they came out together for Scorpio's reading yesterday at the end. Yeah, Hermit, you've been thinking about this for a long time. Okay, so we have peace. We have peace and tranquility because, oh, look at the owl spirit. You had that a while back, didn't you? You can see clearly now, the owl with the crown on. I uploaded the videos that I've recorded so far onto my PC and deleted them from my phone. And now I have like 50 more minutes to talk to you about your reading. So, peace and calm. Don't worry, I'm not going to talk to you for 50 more minutes. But there's something to that because you had peace in your reading. And I was picking up on that kind of like stress and anxiety of like, so there could be something here with like disorganization. Like when you're disorganized, you feel that kind of like pecking your head energy more. So perhaps getting into the King of Pentacles energy, being quite clear and focused like that Queen of Swords and King of Swords here, knowing, getting clarity. Look, you can see clearly now, getting clarity. And he's got an owl with him as well. Look, like I know that I did I was off camera, but I genuinely didn't look at this until I just picked it up a minute ago. Having that owl there as well, right? He's got the clarity. He's not, the thoughts are still there, the anxiety, the things that kind of like would have pecked your head in the past, it's still there. But he's actually kind of like almost like wearing the raven's clothes now. So it's not that he's turned his back to the raven. It's that he has accepted a part of himself, him, he, she, they, right? Accepted that shadow energy, accepted the anxiety and the thoughts and the mental conflict, brought it, like conquered it. It's not ruling him anymore. It's like that devil energy over here is not ruling him anymore. I was just on Twitter and I saw my friend's husky and that kind of jumped out to me there. it's like becoming one with both sides of yourself, and then having like being able to see clearly, having the control over your own thoughts, leading from the heart space, leading from a passionate space. You may actually need to have a clear out. I was talking about like the objects here, because it's making space, right? I've made space on my phone. You may need to either make space for something, declutter, get organized, get clarity. That's a message for somebody there. What's underneath the owl spirit? Scarab beetle spirit, magic works through you. So you're looking really good, Cappy. You just have to, it's like embody your shadow energy, but it's like he's wearing it as a garment. It's not controlling him. It's just a piece of him. It's like a piece of his, or is it putting on a character? You were getting that stuff about the clothes do not make the man. So he's wearing the raven's clothes. Like maybe you've embodied some kind of shadow energy. Like maybe you've, I don't know. I'm not sure, Capricorn. Maybe it makes more sense to you than it does to me. Also, you've got the cosmic egg there. It was underneath the bee and the spider. And again, the bee and the spider, they definitely came out together for one of the readings. I think it was, why do I keep thinking Scorpio and Capricorn are next to each other at the moment? Because they're not. I did Sagittarius yesterday. I don't know why that keeps on coming up. So whenever I've said Scorpio, I may have meant Sagittarius throughout the reading. But yeah, the bee and the spider came out together for either Scorpio or Sagittarius at the end of their reading. So, you know, that feels very significant that they should come out together from a different pack. Or was it Libra? I don't know. It was one of the readings this week. Right. Feeling a lot calmer. I've got the peace because I cleared the space. I made space. It's brought me peace. So something to that for you there, Capricorn. Best advice, please, for Capricorn for today's reading, because I have the time to read it calmly now. So, you know, if you want to give me 2 cards, absolutely fine with that. You go ahead. But 1 card's better because I'm lazy. There we go. Wow. Oh my goodness. You cannot make it up. Look what's been bothering you throughout the whole reading. Look, I keep talking about that. Whatever that raven energy symbolizes for you, whether that's your own thoughts or people around you who are coming at you with like thoughts and opinions, making you doubt yourself. Whatever that is for you, it's like conquering that, getting clarity, connecting, doing that hermit mode and connecting with your own belief system, your own passions, your own emotions, your own clarity, really getting clarity, especially if something was heartbreaking. And then it's like how I was saying that the birds on these cards, like they started off black at the start of your reading. There's the 5 of swords into the 5 of swords, right? But they become white. You get the peace. Like there's a change of colour of the birds. There's a change of mindset about something that you thought was like devil energy, but it's like you embracing it. And then it's like trusting the magic. And you had that scarab beetle that talked about magic as well. What's on the underlying? Rhino spirit, overcome any obstacle. He's got that third eye swirl as well there. 66 again, synchronistic numbers. I love this card. It was coming out for me when I first got the pack, and I got the pack because of you, because Capricorn energy was like, get that pack, that's the pack that I want. And I was like, okay, all right then, bossy Capricorns, I'll go and buy that pack especially for you because you're special. All the Capricorns are like, yeah, we know it. Flipping the hair. I literally flipped my hair then. Okay. So really significant because you had the dove on the underlying at the start of the reading, and now you've got the white raven, and the birds have changed colour. Maybe it could be symbolic of like, when I said birds, it was like women, right? So for male Capricorns, you could have some kind of idea about women from the past. Again, maybe some kind of toxic masculinity thing going on, where you've had quite a negative view of women. But now you're seeing feminine energy in a very different light. So I feel like that's a side message. It could just be for one specific person. It's like if all you've ever had around you is like female energy that nags you, and it, you know, you could be she, he, or they, right? But say that all the, like your mum, your sisters, You know, you're, I don't know, like the girls you work with, everybody you've ever like had any kind of relationship with, who is in feminine energy, has been like critical of you, pestering you, putting you down, gossiping about you. There could be a change of mindset here where it's like all of a sudden it's like either seeing them differently or meeting someone who makes you rethink your kind of learnt opinions. Does that make any sense? Especially with like Belle Delphine and Madonna coming through, who are very controversial, kind of mold breaking females. Side message for somebody there. Okay. Trust in the magic. Nothing in the universe is random. For the intricate, that's what I said at the beginning. There's no such thing as, and I can't remember the word again. They keep taking the word out of my head. Nothing in the universe is random. For the intricate web of co-creation weaves together all events and has done so since the beginning of time. Coincidences have meaning, and White Raven Spirit appears to remind you to pay attention to these synchronicities so that you might recognize patterns. Even the winds dance in a pattern, participating in the magic of Spirit's plan for all. Sorry, I'm being drawn back to this again. With Lana Del Rey as well, like, it could be something to do with female sexuality, where it's like, perhaps you've been brought up in a very traditional environment where it's like, if, you know, this is wrong, this is a sin, these women are whores, sorry. But it's like, it could be like conditioned, like the conditioning of your childhood, the conditioning of the people around you who have kind of programmed you to have a certain thought process in the past. It could be that, you know, whether you're she, he or they, again, it's like maybe you've been taught that having sexual desire is wrong, having emotions is wrong. You have to be practical, you have to put money first, you have to put the traditional values first. And you've seen something, you've had a lot of like possibly religious guilt or guilt upon you about certain feelings or emotions, and you've revisited that, you've reassessed, you've maybe been open to different opinions or different, my heart's flipping now, so I feel like this is significant, somebody. You may have been open to different opinions. Maybe you've gone to college or university, right? And you've met people with a different background to you, a different mindset, where it's like, again, if this isn't your thing, leave it. But it's somebody's, it's coming through for a reason. So there's a reassessment of, I think, a reassessment of others and the behaviour of others and what is right and wrong. Perhaps not seeing things in black and white anymore. Yeah, maybe that's why the zebra's here. Not seeing things in black and white, but understanding there's a whole complexity of colour in every individual action of every individual person. There's never two sides to a situation. It's always much more complex than that, right? It's not just right and wrong. It's everything in between. Now you're seeing the in between, all the colours. Like, there's probably a reason why I've got rainbow nails today. All the colours that make up a person. It's like that. You're seeing clear. Yeah, you're seeing clearly. It's like that snake's unraveling. Like the universe is revealing something to you, and it's like all of a sudden you're seeing like the colours of the world for what they are, rather than, it's like you've been blindfolded. Like, for some of you, again, if it's not your thing, just leave it. But for some of you, like, and there's the clarity then, right? There's the absolute clarity. And look at the bird there again. Madonna as well. Even her name is like a religious name. Madonna, right? The Madonna. Is she the mother of Jesus? Again, not particularly well up on all the religious things, but she's revered, and yet I'm getting into kind of like stuff about like women in the Bible now, so I probably need to back out of that. But yeah, right and wrong is not black and white, it's multifaceted. Okay, back to this. Align with the highest good and intentions and you will come to see that the white raven is guiding you, an ally to you and a messenger from spirit. So this isn't about your programming. This isn't about what scripture has taught you. This isn't about the opinions of the people around you. This is about what you know in your heart and soul to be true, because you have... God is everywhere, right? God, religion, the universe, whatever you want to call it, is everywhere in everything. That's what religion says. That's what I know to be a fact. We're made of stardust. If God is everywhere and in everything, then you have that soul connection within you, which is more authentic than any book written by any other human in any other century. It's more authentic than a man talking to you or a woman talking to you from the veil of their own experience, okay? The most authentic connection between you and God, you and the universe, you and spirit, is you, right? It's your instinct, it's your soul, it's your own inner knowing. Align with the highest good and intentions. What do you think is good? What do you think is right? And you will come to see that white raven is guiding you, an ally to you and a messenger from spirit. Align with the light and you will start to recognize all that is working together harmoniously in ways the eye can't see and the mind can't always comprehend. The universe is conspiring on your behalf right now, drawing you to the light and bringing you the magic and miracles that are your birthright. I told you I'd let that miracle just stick, right? Now is the time to trust in the magic of the world that is everywhere and in all things. Magic is like divine magic, right? Spiritual magic, the magic of God, whatever you call it. It's not like voodoo, hoodoo, right? That's not... See, now I feel like I'm discrediting a whole different culture, and I'm not. Everybody's welcome here, right? Pay attention to how things come together as if by magic, and you will see the hand of Great Spirit arranging things in your favour. I'm going to read you the protection message as well, because I feel like some of you are still in that space. Are you being distracted by the illusion of a chaotic universe? Because I was picking up on that chaos, right? Deep in your heart, you know the world is full of magic, and the white raven has appeared to remind you that the ways of the world can cause spiritual amnesia. Stay awake and alert, for Spirit wants you to enjoy the miracles all around you. Remember, the evidence of divine order can be seen everywhere. Ask for a sign and it shall be yours. You have to pay attention though, because the signs can come in funny ways. It's funny because I asked, when I first started getting all the messages, I tell this story quite often, when I first started getting all the messages and like feeling this link, right, to the universe, I doubted it. I was like, am I going crazy? I questioned it, but I got so much confirmation from outside of me, including literally saying, as I thought, is this real? Send me a sign. I saw a single flash of lightning in the sky on a clear day. Now on Twitter yesterday, I think it was Lad Bible tweeted it. It was a farmer I think he was a farmer. There was a guy in a field and he was kind of like talking about the miracles of God, and he was struck by a bolt of lightning and he was fine. The only thing that was damaged was his flip-flops. So, miracles do happen. These signs do come. You just have to be paying attention and trust your instincts, okay? Trust your instincts. You'll know what is a sign and what isn't. Synchronicities happen all the time. So if you are in a time of challenge and feeling cynical, all you need to do is ask for a reminder. White Raven will appear to reassure you that all of this is leading to something better. For magic is in the wind. So especially look out for white feathers, black feathers and white feathers. Take it as yes and no's, right? Black feathers representing the shadow side, the devil energy, the things that you need to move away from. White feathers representing the spiritual side, your destiny, the yes answer, right? No and yes. So if you see feathers, pay attention to the colour. It could be signs from Spirit guiding you on a certain path, or not. Take what resonates for you personally, leave what doesn't. But this was a very interesting reading, Capricorn. Definitely gonna go and fill up my coffee after this one. I hope you enjoyed our little chit chat. It's also Cappy season still, so if you've had your birthday, if you're celebrating your birthday right now, if you're about to have your birthday, happy birthday, Cappy. Genuinely really hope that you are happy. Okay, happy cappies, do take care and best of luck with that. Bye bye.